Hi, Jewish mom. I had a various very weighty topics that I wanted to discuss with you this morning. And then in the middle of this morning, my printer kind of broke. So I was like, don't talk about the printer breaking. Talk about these other weighty topics that you are thinking about and contemplating. Da, da, da. But then I was like, I remembered that a few months ago, I walked into a toy store and a woman looked at me and said hello and then left and then came back. And she said, I said hello because I know you and I watch your pep talks and I just want you to know. And she started crying, like tears were coming to her eyes. And she said, I just want you to know that everything you talk about every week, it's like exactly what I need to hear. So I guess maybe there are women out there who are dealing with kind of minor frustrations, just like I'm dealing with this morning, like with this broken printer. So I just wanted to tell you what I did. Okay, so this is what I did. This is how I dealt with the frustration of having a broken printer. Okay, so just to give you the background, we have a brand new printer, and I had to put in the toner cartridge for the first time, like the ink cartridge, and I couldn't get it in, I couldn't get it in, I couldn't get it in, so I tried to do it the other way, and it was like the wrong way, and now the ink cartridge is stuck. So just I don't know what I'm gonna do. So my initial reaction, I guess it's kind of like the instinctive reaction. Well, I worked on it for a while and I Googled it and I tried and figured it out by myself. And then my reaction was, I can't do this. This is impossible. And like wanted to like just scream, like a primal scream of like absolute frustration that I have a brand new printer and it's not working. And I have a recipe to print up. That's why I need to print it up this morning because I want to go shopping. I was on my way to the grocery store at the market and I wanted to print up this recipe before I went to the market to know what I need to like so I know exactly what I need to buy. And so instead, I'm like spending 20 minutes trying to figure out the printer and not figuring it out. I thought I'm like, just scream, okay? And because this is not the first time that I'm dealing with minor frustrations in my life, I'm sure that none of us are strangers to the experience of dealing with like these kind of minor frustrations. Minor, very frustrating frustrations. So I want to tell you what I did. Okay, the first step was I said to myself, Hashem, this is from you. And I don't know why, and I don't know why, and I don't know why. I know Hashem, everything's for the best. I know Hashem, this is from you, and for some reason, you wanted this to happen. So basically, at that moment, I tried to think of some reason why this could possibly be for the best. It's not necessary at this stage. You can just have emunah, bitachon. You have this faith and trust that somehow this is going to be for the best. But if you want, you can at this point you can think of what actually would be the benefit of this happening, and so this is what I thought of. Okay, just to give you what I thought. So I thought of a story that my very dear friend once told me. Maybe about 10 years ago. I have a friend who's married to a well-known musician, and one day her home was broken into, and somebody stole a bunch of her jewelry. And more importantly, someone stole her husband's laptop with several of his new songs. And he had no backups. This is like a long time ago, 10 years ago, whatever. Probably now people have more, probably now he has more backups of things, musicians do. By the time, those were the only, these were like the only files that he had those songs on. And so I was like, oh, this is terrible. That's terrible. She said, yeah, that was my reaction too. She said, but my husband said the following. He said, I'm not so upset. You know why? Imagine like 100 years ago when there was a teacher and the teacher was angry at the student. So the teacher, if the teacher was very angry, maybe he would hit the student. But sometimes the teacher, he could either hit the student, he could hit the table beside the student. Okay? So what's better, hitting the student or hitting the table by the student from the student's perspective? Of course, it's better to get the table smacked. He said, this is what God did to me right now. He smacked the table and not me or someone that I love. Okay, so basically, it's a very powerful story to me that I think of whenever things are broken or money is lost or objects are lost. I always think of that, of the teacher hitting the table and not me. me or somebody that I love. So I'm happy that so just I thought for a moment, okay, Baruch Hashem, if something had to happen, Baruch Hashem, it happened to the printer and not to somebody I love or to me, etc. Okay. The next thing I did is I decided after like 20 minutes of going around Google and looking at YouTube videos and trying to figure out how to deal with this myself and seeing that I could not deal with it myself, what I did was I took a break. Something that I've learned, I've been doing now Rabbi Niven's Chabura for 8 years, and it's one of the most important things that I learned is that when you're like in like a flustered, stressed out mood, frustrated mood, the worst thing you can do is just keep on working at it. No, leave it behind, because many times leave it behind for a few hours, even a few days, because what happens is it's like sometimes we have something called an analytical mind and we have an intuitive mind. An analytical mind, it has a certain amount of bandwidth that it can handle in terms of problems and information and stuff, and it can easily get overwhelmed. But the intuitive mind, when we get more relaxed and get more into like go on a walk and think about other things and hang out with our kids and get into like an intuitive mind, kind of like have like a more relaxed mind thing, then oftentimes out of nowhere a solution will just appear to you. I'm personally just waiting for a solution to just appear in my mind. It hasn't shown up yet over the last few hours, but I definitely know that when I come back to the problem with a calm disposition, working like kind of after being my intuitive mind, then generally it's much easier to solve problems that way. Okay, the next thing I want to say is, so when I was this morning walking to the market, so I was kind of thinking I have so many things to do. Part of why I was so frustrated this morning with my broken printer is because I have so many things to do. This morning I sat and I made like such a long to-do list of all the important things that I need to do. I had to fill out this application for my daughter and do this thing for my daughter, and my daughter's, Baruch Hashem, my daughter's turning 20 this week. We have to make a birthday party, all the different things that I have to take care of for that and for everything going on in life, and all the 10 members of the Weisberg family, all the things that I have to kind of keep going. So my feeling when I left was like things are so messed up, like nothing's going right. But then I calmed myself down. I've spoken about this before, but I think maybe about a year ago, I made a pep talk about this idea of the 80%. That I thought to myself, there's an 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is basically, it's not important for this pep talk, but it means that basically you can put in 20% effort, and like a 20% effort can impact 80% of the results. For example, there's certain very, very powerful things you can do. I would think maybe exercise, taking a nap, taking time to eat, things like that. It's like 20% the impact, but then it can have an impact of 80% of your day and your life if you will take care of that 20%. Okay. So self-care, I think, is somewhere in there. So basically I think to myself, but I think of 80%, I have like another thing that I think of with 80%. I think, okay, are things 80% okay? Am I 80% functioning? And my 80%, is my family 80% functioning? And I thought of all the things that are wrong. Okay, there's like, you have to do this and this and this. This one doesn't have, this one's boots are broken, it's about to rain. All the different things that are not taken care of. But I thought of all the things that are taken care of. All my kids went to school today, except for my national service girl who went to national service. And I have, we have food in the house. I have a recipe. I'm going to be making food for the week. Everyone is, Baruch Hashem, healthy. And we are, and the house is running pretty smoothly. And I got cleaned up last night after Shabbat. And things are actually kind of in order. I got a lot of laundry to put away, but that's okay. That's okay. All I need is 80%. Even maybe I might even be 81, 82% this okay over here. I might be 81, 82% even like on top of what's happening in the Weisberg family. It's possible. And so I'm doing okay. I'm like, yeah, Hannah Jenny, 80%. I got 80%. I'm doing okay. Okay. So I still haven't fixed my printer, but okay, but with that aside, I want to, in conclusion, I hope Bezrat Hashem by next pep talk, I will have a working printer. I'm sure by next pep talk, next Sunday, I will have a working printer. So the first thing is, when you have a frustrating experience, the first thing is to say, Hashem, this is from you. And if you want, you don't have to. You can just trust and believe, Hashem, this is from you. And it's a calming feeling that Hashem, it's not just irritating and frustrating and a balagan. Just think, Hashem, this is from you, and it is. Okay, and think to yourself, and if you want, you can think of a reason why there's actually some kind of benefit in this irritating thing that just happened. Okay, but it's not necessary. You can just say, Hashem, this is from you. I told the story that the thing that helped me this morning of my friend's story, how her husband, the musician, lost all these songs when a robber stole his laptop. And he said, it's just like a teacher. Teacher didn't hit the student, the teacher hit the table by the student. You say, Baruch Hashem, thank God, thank God. Thank God the teacher, Hashem, hit the table beside me and didn't hit me or someone that I love. And the next thing is take a break. Analytical mind, it's like you don't have enough bandwidth there to deal with like complicated problems when you're stressed out. Go to your intuitive mind, go on a walk, do something else. Sit down and hang out with your kids, cook something, distract yourself, okay? And then your intuitive mind will kick in, and many times, most of the time, out of that intuitive mind, then very, very often a solution will pop up. The last thing is, I learned this somewhere. I learned this from someone. The idea of the idea of the 80%. The 80% that I strive if I have things 80% under control, then I'm doing okay. And things are not 100% under control. Things are probably not even 90% under control in my home and my life, and for my children and my mothering life. But I think at least I have 80. I think I have at least 80%. I have things in order and things working and things functioning in this house. Maybe even 81, 82, maybe 83% in the Weisberg home that Hannah Jenny is on top of things. And so if that's the case, pat myself on the back. I'm doing okay. So if anything frustrating ever happens to you, I hope it won't, but if you ever have to deal with any minor frustrations in your life, then this is the to-do list, and I hope it helps you as much as it helps me. And I hope it will also be helpful for my broken printer as well. Have a great week.